Over the past 24 hours, we've seen about $1 billion of crypto liquidated. Bitcoin is down around 5%. The overall crypto market is down substantially. And right now, we've also seen that Cardano was surpassed by Toncoin and is no longer the 9th largest crypto by market cap. So if we're looking at Bitcoin right now, we've had this chart drawn out for quite a while now. And we had said, look, if Bitcoin on the daily charts was not able to close above that $71,500 per coin range, well, it was likely going to be seeing a retest of that lower $68,000 to $69,000 per coin level. And again, we said if it closed below this level on the daily charts, well, then we're likely going to be retesting these lows of right around $64,000 per coin. And that looks to be exactly what has happened. We saw actually the negative scenario play out, and we're seeing Bitcoin continue to dump down. I'm expecting that if this wick didn't, indicate the bottom, that we very well are going to be touching that $64,000 per coin level before rallying up. Right now, we are just seeing that Bitcoin halving is around 8 days away. So there's usually, a bit of lower volumes leading up to this, but over the last 24 hours, we've seen just a ton of volume, a ton of liquidations, and really all of those long bets that people had on Bitcoin were wiped out. A lot of people were just betting Bitcoin was going to continue to rally higher, and this is why you have to be extremely careful about using too much leverage. But the good news in terms of overall crypto market is that when we're looking at data according to Lunar Crush CEO, he says, look, right now, retail interest in crypto is quite low compared to the last bull market. He said that while Bitcoin and other digital assets prices are increasing, retail investors are not yet believing the hype. And he says if you look at social media analysis, we can actually see that there's a lot of posts being created. We're seeing an increase of the number of posts being created, but in terms of engagement, these posts are not seeing anywhere more of engagement. And normally during a bull market, during peaks, you see a lot more engagement on these posts during the bull market. And that's just not what is happening. He said, yes, during January, we did see a bit of a spike during the Bitcoin ETF hype, but really we are not seeing any more engagement on social media posts about crypto. And during a bull market, you usually see retail investors flock onto social media, engage more with posts, and that's simply not what is happening. In addition to this, we also can look at Bitcoin search results, and you can see that over the past 5 years, we're nowhere near a peak. We did see a peak back in January of Bitcoin in terms of search results on Google, but again, during a bull market, usually during the highs, you see that massive spike of retail interest, which will indicate a high in terms of Google trend results. And that's just simply not what we are seeing. Next up, as I want to talk about an altcoin project that I recently invested in. It's one of my top DePIN and AI plays for this coming bull market. It's called Nuco Cloud, and the symbol is NCDT. It's already available on some of the world's top exchanges. You can see it's available on like MEXC, Uniswap, and a few other big places. That has market cap of right around $30 million. So I think it's still considered pretty small market cap, has a ton of room for upside, could do a 30x in this bull market if it were to reach, a $1 billion market cap. So if you've been following for crypto over the last 12 months or so, then you're probably seen a lot about DePIN and AI, and we've talked about dozens of these projects on the channel before, and I'm extremely bullish on NCDT because they have a ton of major developments that are completely unique in this space. Right now, they're launching a major rebrand to spearhead their market entry and solidify their standing in the global cloud computing sector. They're launching Nuco Cloud Pro, which will empower enterprise cloud computing. They are launching Nuco Cloud Skynet, which is the world's first decentralized mesh hyperscaler. And right now they offer 70 to 90% cheaper computing power depending on the product versus competitors. On top of this, they offer unlimited, scalable, and decentralized computing power. And this is something I think is really, really important long term. So they are a Germany-based company. They've already received 2 German government grants, which is the first project ever to do this. And if you're looking at projects in this sector, I would say Nuco Cloud is pretty undervalued at only a $30 million market cap compared to like ICP, which is 200 times larger, or Render, which is about 100 times larger. I think there's a ton of room for upside for Nuco Cloud, and it has a lot of utility that is not yet seen in any other project. So now let's talk about what's been going on with Cardano, because with Cardano, we've seen quite a bit of bad news, and that is, first of all, that Cardano has been surpassed by Telegram-linked Toncoin, and Cardano is no longer the 9th largest crypto by market cap. If we go ahead and look, Ton has surpassed Cardano. You can look at it right now, and currently TON has around a $22 billion market cap compared to Cardano, which is around $17 billion. Cardano has seen that it's around down 16% over the last 7 days, when TON coin is up around 19%. And some of the main reasons for this is that TON Society developers set aside $5 million in TON coin to incentivize users to verify their identity using palm scanning technology. In addition to this, the project aims to enable digital identity verification for Telegram users over the next 5 years, and will distribute 1 million TON to participating users in the Proof of Personhood program. Other developments recently was that TON launched a $115 million community incentive program on March 20th, $38 million for token minings, $22 million for airdrops, $15 million for the league developer ecosystem, and $40 million for liquidity pool boost. So we've seen a lot of major developments for TON coin recently, and that has been why that has surpassed Cardano. In addition to this, other bad news for Cardano is that we're currently seeing that Cardano holders mostly are in a loss. So 48% of ADA holders are out of the money at current prices. This isn't great news for Cardano holders. And actually, this came out a few days ago. So based on today's prices being a bit lower, the market correction, I'm expecting significantly more Cardano holders in the red than in the green. And this isn't really great. There are other coins that are like this. We could see, for example, that like Algorand has 83% of holders losing money. But when you're seeing during a bull market, you like to see these top performing coins have more holders in the green than in the red. Usually it's not a good sign if you see a high percentage of holders during a bull market still in the red. It means, you're nowhere near last bull market's record high prices. And that's not really a great sign. Next thing I want to talk about is going to be going on with Core, because Core is a crypto project that I've talked about for quite a while on Twitter. I talked about it and said I think it could be a $10 billion crypto by the end of the year. It's a Bitcoin-powered layer 1 blockchain for EVM-compatible smart contracts. It has around a $1.3 billion market cap, 2.2 million followers on X, huge ecosystem, and I'm surprised that more people weren't talking about it. Right now, we have seen a bit of a correction with what's going on in the market. We're seeing all tokens take a major hit, but I think right now, we're trying to find a support for Core, because we saw this massive rally from around 50 cents per token all the way up to $4 per token, and we've been trying to find a bottom, find a bit of a support for this token over the last couple of days, last couple of weeks. We haven't yet found it, and today's report of what came out in the overall crypto market, just seeing all these liquidations, hasn't really helped, but I personally am still doubling down on my Core position, because I did buy it when it was around that 40 to 50 cents per token range. I have been accumulating along the way. I did take some profits around $3.50, but I'm still accumulating more and more, and seeing this big correction has made me even more bullish on it. I've been seeing a lot of people post about this project on Twitter, and this person nearly predicted exactly where the price of it was going to go, just based off of the Fibonacci levels. He says, look, we're trying to find that bottom support. This was when it was around $2.30 per token. We've found that lower level support nearly exactly as he predicted, and that would start to indicate that we're going to start seeing a new rally up to those highs and start to retest those highs. Moving forward, let's talk a little bit about what's going on with Omnia Protocol, because recently we've seen Ethereum is far too expensive in terms of transaction fees. 75% of Solana transactions have been failing. A lot of major L1 blockchains have seen extreme problems, and the major problem, because everyone wants to ultimately have 100% uptime and security. So with Omnia Protocol, they have 2.8 million users that rely on them for safe, secure, and fast Web3 interactions. And once it launches, I think this project is going to do extremely, extremely well. Right now, you could see the status on ChainGPT pad for Omnia Protocol is that it's filled, but that was for the private sale. For the incubation, it says it's still up and coming. That's going to be at 35 cents per token. It's going to be TBA, to be announced. But Omnia Protocol is a project that I have extremely, extremely bullish on, because of what it's doing in terms of DeFi RPC, in terms of how many users they've already onboarded. And if you look at right now, they actually have a $20,000 Omnia Protocol and ChainGPT giveaway, where it's very simple and easy to take part in that. So Omnia Protocol, like I said, is a project I'm extremely bullish on. It's gotten a ton of demand from retail investors. Their private sale on ChainGPT pad sold out in like less than a day, and this is a project that you definitely need to keep an eye out on. Next thing is going to be with Zkasino. We've talked about Zkasino in countless videos, and right now their bridge has over 10,000 Ethereum on their bridge. You can see that they've currently distributed right around 1.7 billion Zcash tokens. I currently have around 7 million. I'm position number 32. And the thing about this bridge is that as soon as the bridge timer runs out, so in 2 days, 22 hours, and 31 minutes, as soon as that runs out, they are going to be distributing the Zcash tokens. You're going to get your Ethereum back, and for these last few days, they're actually increasing the amount of Zcash emissions to make sure that the full 2.2 billion are distributed. The cool thing about Zcash, though, is that as soon as this bridge is over, we finish, the timer runs out, we're going to see Zcash officially be live. We're going to see the tokens be tradable and distributed into wallets. And Ape Terminal has said, look, the IDO for Zkasino is going to be one of the biggest yet. They talk about this, saying Zkasino is the first Gamify Layer 2 for on-chain gaming, leveraging ZK Sync Stack with Engine Layer. They say that they have a first mover advantage. They talk about the 10,000 ETH TVL. They talk about all the major advantages, and this is a project that has seen a lot of use in terms of people actually using their casino, their gaming platforms already. There's been over 7.6 million bets made, over $390 million. And this is a project I think you need to be aware of as it launches, as it has its ITO, because you guys can see that I have put my money personally into this project as well, and I'm extremely bullish on it. So definitely worth checking out what's going on in the market right now. Cardano has seen a bit of negative news as of recently, but really the overall crypto market is on a bit of a downtrend right now. I think now is the time to be, accumulating some of those positions that maybe were too expensive a few weeks ago. Now you're seeing better prices, and I'm expecting us to, continue our rally back higher after the Bitcoin halving.